No matter what happens with the debt talks, President Obama stirred the wrath of grandmas everywhere when he threatened their Social Security checks. In fact, after having their Social Security and Medicare thrown on the debt reduction table, angry seniors may now threaten Mr. Obama at the polls. Should entitlement programs be in any budget deal? Joining me now is Jim Martin. He's the chairman of the 60 Plus Association. Sir, what is your position here?
Well, quite frankly, I think there were apoplectic seizures all over Washington last week when the president said we need to look at entitlement reform. The liberals on the left wing of his party, said hands off Social Security and Medicare. Well, it's a conservative group. I don't often agree with the liberal wing of his party, but I too agree, hands off Social Security and Medicare. Look, Social Security and Medicare are not the debt creators. Seniors have paid in a lifetime to both programs, and somebody mentioned a while ago the Social Security Trust Fund. That's the favorite cash cow of those in charge. They've been spending that money for more than 40 years.
Yeah, I mean, they got, look, the Democrats got their mitts on Social Security, and both sides of the aisle, by the way, in the 60s when the unified budget was passed. But, sir, isn't it true, though, that basically the Social Security payouts that are happening right now, that if you're retired right now, you're going to get more in Social Security payouts than any baby boomer is going to see. So we have to, basically, to keep Social Security alive and well, we have to reform it now.
Absolutely, something has to be done. But let me point this out to you. I've been in Washington for 50 years. I've seen them demagogue Social Security for 50 years, since Goldwater days, when I was a young reporter on Capitol Hill. Now it's Mediscare. If it isn't one program, it's the other. And I'm talking about one party. We're nonpartisan at 60 Plus. We give awards to Democrats as well as Republicans. But they've been demagoguing. But we've got to, you agree that for 50 years.
We can't have, all right, I understand what you're saying. We can't have an entitlement nation without wealth creation. That's an important point that has to be brought up in this debate. But even separate from that, the way Social Security and Medicare are going, as to quote Pat Buchanan, he said that, you know, they're sort of like the Thelma and Louise of entitlements, and the taxpayers sitting in the back seat. And it's not fair to the Gen Xers and the baby boomers to keep footing this bill down the road when they're not going to see their Social Security checks or Medicare checks, possibly, if at all, if the rate we're going. So reform it now. Wouldn't you be for reforming it now? Both now.
If we do it responsibly. But let me point out one other thing. You know, everybody nowadays, they're signing pledges. I would make this proposal. If the Republicans are being asked to come to the table and reform Social Security and Medicare, the liberals in the president's party always demagogue it. They always attack Republicans every election cycle, scaring them into the voting booth. I would make this suggestion to the president as titular head of his party. Have him talk to the Democrats in the House and the Senate and all these liberal groups out there and say, to get the Republicans to come and reform these programs for future retirees, let's sign a pledge that we will not demagogue this program as we near the 2012 elections. It's in their DNA. They do it every cycle. Senior citizens deserve better than that.
That's a fair point, Jim.